I'm Amy. I work at the Fab Lab, which is down on the first floor. It's a wonderful space for people who are creative, inventors, anyone who wants to make anything out of wood or metal. We have 3D printers down there. So there's something for everyone that everyone's going to like, I know it. So today we brought two books that I'm going to read. One is called The Artist Who Painted a Blue Horse, which may sound silly to you, but no idea is silly, right? Does anyone here like art or create things or build things already? Yeah? Would you build things too? Yeah? And the second book we're going to read today is The World Needs More Purple People. I believe this is a brand new book. Has anyone ever read these books or heard of these books? You have? Which one did you hear of?
The World Needs More Purple People.
Yeah? Okay, good. Did you like it? Okay, good. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started so you can get down to the fun part and visit the Fab Lab, okay? So the first book I'm going to read, The Artist Who Painted a Blue Horse. I am an artist, and I paint a blue horse and a red crocodile and a yellow cow and a pink rabbit, a green lion, an orange elephant, a purple fox, a black polar bear, and a polka-dotted donkey. I am a good artist. So this book is really just to show you that there's no right or wrong answer when you want to paint something or create something, and you just want to show your creative side. So all of these are really great pieces. Our next book is called The World Needs More Purple People. So this is how to be a purple person. Now you may be asking yourself, why in the world would I want to be purple? Purple is a magic color made when red and blue work together. I think all the best things in the world are purple. But you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with people? Wow, you are already a genius because you're already becoming a purple person. Do you want to know why? Here's how to become. So step one, you have to ask really great questions. My dad says purple people ask great questions. Questions about everything, even questions about questions. Hey Dad, how far away is outer space? Have you ever met a dolphin? How many dolphins live in outer space? Did you guys ask your parents a lot of questions? I bet.
I'm asking you a lot of questions.
Purple questions are the kind that help you learn something really big about the world or something really small about another person. How tall is the world's tallest rainbow? Or what's your bear's name? Charlie. Dad says the more purple questions you ask, the more purple you become. How many do you think there are? As he points to the stars. He also says, I can only ask him 20 questions about space and dolphins per day. So his dad limits him. But the more curious we are, the more questions we have, right? So step number 2, laugh a lot. So my grandma says purple people laugh a lot. We are always laughing together. I mean, like snot out of our nose laughing. We laugh at books. We laugh at jokes. How do you make a tissue dance? Anybody heard that one before? I have. Put a little boogie in it. We laugh at donkey dances and hairy elephant knees. And we especially laugh at Grandpa's funny noises. Purple laughing helps us remember the things we share and forget what we thought made us different. And it's almost impossible to be angry when you're laughing. Try it, I dare you. Grandma says the more purple laughing you do, the more purple you become. She also says Grandpa's noises are her favorite funny noises in the whole wide world. Step 3, use your voice and don't lose your voice. My mom says purple people use their voice and don't lose their voice. She encourages me to use my voice to sing. My dad is the one with the hairy chest who loves me more than all the rest. To give me good ideas, let's wear our monster costumes to school. And to share my opinions, I personally feel like we shouldn't have to eat Brussels sprouts because they smell like sweaty socks. Sometimes people lose their voice, and that's okay. It happens. A purple voice helps someone who is having trouble finding their own voice. Purple people don't just speak up, they also listen. So here you see there's 2 mean kids on the playground, and these friends are talking, and it says, maybe you could just tell them you don't like it when they call you that name. Do you want me to help you tell them? Mom says the more you use a purple voice, the more purple you become. Mom, can you help me with my play? She also says she heard my opinion about the Brussels sprouts, but I still have to eat them. I'm going to work on a better argument. Step 4, work hard, super duper hard. My grandpa says purple people know how to dig in and get stuff done. He and I like to work hard while we build things, and while we learn things, and while we grow things. Purple work is the kind of work that's done together to change something that needs changing. What do we want? More playgrounds. When do we want them? Now. So they're speaking up on what they want. Fix something that needs to be fixed, or to help someone who needs helping. Grandpa says the more purple work you do, the more purple you become. He also says no purple work has ever been done while sitting on your backside, sipping strawberry lemonade. Okay, are you ready for the last step to becoming purple? Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? Are you really, really ready? Okay, drum roll please. Paint yourself purple. What? Just kidding. Just be the real you. Like my teacher always says, Purple people come in every color you can dream up and every size you can think of. The only way to be purple is to just be you. Because you're the only you we've got. So those are my surefire steps of turning into a purple person. Oh, wait a minute. You ask really good questions already, right? You laugh a lot. And you use your voice all the time. And you really are a good hard worker. And you are totally you. Well, I'll be a llama's mama. You've been beautifully purple this whole time. I'm sure and glad that you're a purple person. Because the world needs more purple people just like you. The end.
We wanted to set up a little bit of a plastics demonstration for you, because plastics is really cool. It's not as boring as plastics sound. Okay, so it's all like resin casting and mold making. Who here likes Halloween? Everybody trick or treat? Everybody dressing up in costumes? Well, you can do that with molding and casting. It's like a Hollywood prop thing. So you can do all different types of makeup. You can make molds of something. If you have a favorite toy figure, you can make a mold of that and make a whole bunch of them. So there's all different types of things you can do. So let's do a quick demonstration here. So we have two different resins. So most resins have two different parts. You have a part A and part B, and we get this stuff from a company called Smooth On, which is over in Macungie, PA. If you ever get a chance to go there, I highly recommend it. When you walk into the showroom, the floor looks like lava. There's giant dragons in there, and it looks like a castle. And they have different props there that show you what each material, what it does, okay? So we're gonna take two resins here, mix them together, we're gonna shake them up real good. And everything here is done by either weight or volume. So you have to measure everything pretty precise. So we're going to take a cup and a scale, okay? So the neat thing about plastics and resins too is you don't need a whole lot of fancy machinery to do this. So if you can talk your parents into it, you can do it at home, just don't make a mess. Because it's not easy to clean up. So we're going to take a cup, a stir, a scale, and that's all we need. So here I'm going to tell you right in the bottle here that it's going to be 90 part B to 100 part A. So I'm going to do 90 grams of part B, a little over, and you want to be pretty precise on it. That's why we use a scale. Because what we're actually doing here is creating a chemical reaction, okay? Does anybody know what happens when you make a chemical reaction? You know what it generates? Heat. Any kind of chemical reaction generates heat. So if your measurements are off too much, it can get too hot, and we don't want that. So it can actually melt the cup if it gets too hot. So now we're going to do 100 of part A. So this is a fast curing resin. It takes about a minute. And we're going to stir. Does anybody like baking? Okay. If you're good at baking, you're good at plastics. So do you know what you're doing when you're stirring? You scrape the sides, you scrape the bottom. So you want to make sure that you mix it really well. So these two resins here, you can see it's kind of clear, but the cup's already starting to get warm, okay? So the chemical reaction's already started. And then these two resins are actually going to create something that's going to be white. Different ones make white, some make black, and other ones make amber. So I'm going to pour this in here. I'm going to keep on watching it because the reaction's going to happen pretty quick. see it from down there? There it goes. Look at that.
It was normal. It turned from a liquid to a solid.
So it's still kind of soft right now. So if I take a thermometer and push it, or kind of aim it in the middle where it's the thickest, it says, actually, you want to do the honors for me? Can you point it right in there? And pull the trigger there. What does it say, the temperature, if you point down in here? Can you read it here? Mm-hmm. 221 degrees. It's hot. So if you point it towards the end, on the edges here, it's going to be less. It might be like upper 100s because there's less mass. So when it's a chemical reaction, the more mass of something, the bigger something is, the more heat it's going to generate, so it's going to get hotter. So there's different types of resins and epoxies you can get. So like this is a fast curing one. The faster something cures, the hotter it's going to get. So on other epoxies that if you want to pour something that's like 2 inches thick, it might take 2 days to cure instead of 1 minute. So that generates less heat, but it's already hard. And we made a little flower. With a little holder on the back. So there's different ones you can make. So we have a flower mold, and we can use this mold multiple times. You can probably use it about 100 times until it starts to break down. And the neat thing is you can take one of your molds that you casted and then make another mold off of this, and then you can make another 100. And we have another type of resin here. So resin's a pretty broad term that you can do lots of cool things with. So this one's called foamit, and there's foamit 3. So there's different numbers which indicate how much something's going to expand. Okay. So this one says 87 of B to 100 of A. So I'm going to pour 87 grams of this in here. Roll over. My pouring's not that good today. So this one's going to look more like a soda color, but I highly recommend you don't drink it. Or a root beer float maybe. So we're going to mix this one around. Scrape the sides and scrape the bottom just like in baking. So make sure that everything mixes nice and good. So this one's called foamit. So what do you think it does? It makes foam. Sorry, you had your hand raised up. I cut you off there.
I was going to say the same as in the
Yep.
Let's say him. Yeah.
I hope I got my mixture right, because I forgot to zero the scale before I started pouring. I made a mistake. It's starting to raise up. There it goes.
Oh, there's a volcano. How's it going? It looks like an ice cream now.
A little bit.
It looks like an
Overflowing root beer flow, right? So this actually cures in about 20 minutes. It can be handled in 20 minutes. So it's also kind of like getting kind of